kick the show off with Patrick McCarry from SportsJoe. 116. Thanks, Paddy, for joining us, mate. Italy beat Uruguay, as Locke said there, with a bonus point. What are we meant to take from that game?
Yeah, well, what is it? It's it'd be interesting to kind of see how it all goes. Like Italy, I suppose, in that game today, they were kind of pushed hard again, and it's been a bit of an interesting World Cup. Apart from Romania, a lot of the underdogs have kind of done well, haven't they? Like they've pushed close, and it's kind of just like a bit in the old days, even with a few sides that it'd be good for a good 60 minutes, 70 minutes, and they'd fade away at the end. But the gap is it's slowly narrowing. It's not like, I think, remember the All Blacks beat Japan 145 something
17
a few years back.
But
it's not quite as bad as that. But the gap does seem to be narrowing a little bit. Italy kind of, I was saying this one almost snuck under the radar, this Italy Uruguay game, but Italy just about got the job done, just like Wales just about got the job done, and France snuck by kind of Uruguay as well the other night. So they're all just about kind of getting there, getting over the line, but they're getting the bonus points, doing what they need to do. But very interesting. For Italy to come up, they'll know that the All Blacks kind of need to win this. So might be a few nerves, see if they can play on it. There could be, that's the thing, there could be cards anywhere. It's kind of a bit of a strange World Cup for red card and yellow card decisions with this bunker. So they'll know, they'll just give it a good shot for a while. But I don't know, what's your own feelings over there? The confidence would have taken a bit of a hit, I suppose.
Yeah, it has.
But
It certainly has.
You're not worried about it.
And look, and for good reason, and this is a result of results from the last couple of years and more. Since 2019, since England belted us in that semi-final, the All Blacks have had moments, but we haven't had consistency. So, yeah, there are worries and there are concerns, and also when you're in this lull period like we are, where we don't have a game, and then we've got Italy and Uruguay before that quarter-final. I suppose the concern is, are those games going to be enough to get our team up to the level they need to be? Because the last two encounters against South Africa and France, we've been way behind.
Yeah, that's been the case, hasn't it? So, that's even the shame for you guys. It's like, who's going to test you next? You need one more test, and you're not really going to get it. Well, Italy will give a bit of a test, but you should comfortably beat them. They're, they have their moments every now and then, but I don't think they're going to test you too hard. So then you go into a quarterfinal against, Ireland or South Africa, and then you need to get straight back up to that level again. So, that is going to be really tough. I wonder if would the All Blacks be even tempted to have a crack against each other, in a kind of probables against possibles game in A versus B side in training, or are they really going to test each other that way, or even do what Ireland did, get in a side for a bit of a warm-up game in advance or something. It'll be interesting to see how they go about it. But it's got to be a worry for you guys. Such a big gap between your big game, like the one that all the chips are on the table against France, and then a quarter final that you're most likely to reach. So it's coming in cold from that will be a big concern for you guys.
Patrick McCarry is with us from SportsJoe. All right, South Africa against your lot. This is Sunday morning, 8 a.m. our time, so it's Saturday night for you. Such a mammoth clash, two teams that could eventually meet in the final. How do you see this one going? Do you see both teams playing absolute hell out in this game?
I do, yeah, I do. It is so weird. I think the last time we spoke, I was saying it's such a strange thing to actually consider that you might want to face the All Blacks in a World Cup quarter final. And that's what the South Africans are thinking. That's what we're thinking. It's insane to kind of even say it out loud, but that both sides kind of want to win the pool because they want to avoid France in the quarterfinals, because any hometown decision could get given their way. It's like you guys have played kind of the France plenty of times in World Cups, and you've come a cropper sometimes against them. So we're trying to avoid that. So both sides are going for it. The South Africans named their squad, their matchday squad, on Tuesday. We're holding off. I think it's going to be tomorrow for us, but both teams are supposed to go full strength. So you can say they're both going to go for it. And the Springboks have done what they kind of did against you guys. They've gone for 7-1 bench split, and it's such a funny thing that everybody's concerned about the bench, and then you look at the starting team and it's stacked with kind of world class players like Dutoy and Etzebeth and Kitshoff and the rest of them. So so interesting. it's to see how it goes. So Ireland should name theirs tomorrow, and they just have a couple of like minor injury concerns, but they should. I think they're luckier than some sides in terms of injuries and suspensions, that they're pretty much in the clear. So yeah, it's strange going into it. We're kind of quietly confident, and it is so funny now. Like you will probably be much more used to it, but like dealing with the South African rugby fans, and we do a show over here called House of Rugby, or any kind of videos we put up on social media, you're getting 500, 600 comments from South African rugby fans. They're quite a bunch. Like, they're all over the place. Like, and if you make a single bad comment about them, they'll be living in your ear for the next week, and you'll hear all about it. So even here in Ireland, we're making predictions, and then for the next few days, it's getting shared on Twitter and stuff like that. So you can tell, like, that's maybe even a sign of how both sides kind of really respect each other. So it's since Monday, everybody's here has been very excited about it. So we kind of know the stakes are so high. Like, you're going to be kind of half in trouble anyway. Like, it's never going to be easy to face either France or New Zealand in a quarter-final, but I think both sides are really going to be gunning to top the pool.
This Ireland side isn't number one in the world for any other reason than you have been the best team in the world over the last couple of years, and the only thing kind of missing is to make it through, to the semi-finals or beyond in a World Cup, because every other box has been ticked. I mean, very few sides ever come down here to New Zealand and win a series. That's so impressive, let alone taking care of business in the Six Nations. Again, so impressive. What do you fear the most, mate? Do you fear that perhaps, you won't play at the level that you are capable of, or that you might go into your shells? Because you and me both know, Pat, what South Africa are going to do, and they've indicated that. They're going to play the same bombastic way that they play, mate, aren't they? That's how they play World Cups. They play 10-man rugby. They stop it, start it, it's set piece, it's penalties and so forth. You guys play a much more complete game. Do you fear going away from that? Because that, to me, is the only thing that could spoil the party for you. You've got to stick to what you know and how good you have been.
Yeah, and that has been a bit of the Irish talk. It's like even they're going to name the squad tomorrow, and the talk from the Irish camp is that they are going to go for like 5-3 bench split. They're saying they don't care what the South Africans do. They're going to go and stick to their plans, and they've won, I think, 26 of the last 28 games. Like, so. And part of that was heading down to New Zealand to kind of beat the All Blacks in a series and winning a Grand Slam and stuff like that. So they kind of know what works, and they kind of know that the tempo game kind of works best as well. Like, now you still have to kind of win collisions and kind of take them on as well. So they're very much, we're going to stick to our game plan. We know what we're going to do. We have stuff even that we did, even though we beat South Africa back in November, we have stuff that we know we can improve on. So all the talk is kind of like the right words are coming out of the Irish camp as well, and they do seem confident as well. But the thing that I suppose that just gave me pause, it was like, it wasn't even beating the All Blacks, it was almost that Scotland game, and like even how bad South Africa were in that first half, and they were having scrum issues as well, but just how easily they beat Scotland. And Scotland, this is a very good Scotland team. I think they're fifth in the world, and like they went in really confident, and Scotland didn't have a chance. Like, Finn Russell didn't get a sniff, Van der Merwe didn't get a stiff, and they just absolutely kicked the crap out of Scotland. Like, so we know what's coming. Like, it's going to be tough, and the Springboks are kind of like, I kind of love dealing with them, and Rassie Erasmus is very funny as well, and they're just a funny kind of team to come up against, and it's all about physicality, and they're almost going to change their entire forward pack and just try and get away with that kind of tactic. So very interesting to see. But Ireland will be, they'll be looking to play with that bit of tempo and changing it up and changing directions and points of attack and stuff like that. So they'll have to just get everything right as well to go up against them. But there was a funny one from Rassie Erasmus. He does like winding people up as well, but he had said that friends were telling them that Ireland were South Africa's bogey team. And then he said, well, I think the World Cup is Ireland's bogey competition. And it's hard to argue. Yeah, he's right, I suppose. Like, he's right until now, hopefully.
I love all this. I love all the chat. I love all the banter, because that's all we can do in between games, mate. We can just talk. We can't do anything else. A couple of other cracking matches on this weekend. Wales versus Australia. Plus, also, down this part of the world, we've got a good eye on Samoa playing Argentina as well. And if Samoa managed to win that game, I mean, the prospect of a couple of PI countries in the quarterfinals would be absolutely terrific for the sport. I'm not sure that the powers that be would love it as much as what we would down here. But that Wales-Australia game as well, how do you see that going?
Yeah, like it's two teams very weirdly enough, like not like Fiji could very easily have won their first two games, like because I thought they had the edge over Wales as well. So, yeah, like I think it's hard to say any team from Wales and Australia would go in with too much confidence about it. Like, suppose Wales at least have that big win under their belt, like so. And the permutations are already looking pretty tough for Australia. Like they're lucky that Fiji didn't get that kind of bonus point against them at the end. So yeah, Wales have the edge there. And I was even saying, like we were saying over here, that like Eddie Jones's tactic of almost like coming in and arriving into the job, getting rid of some kind of established players like Quade Cooper and Hooper then as well, like and saying no, it's not about this World Cup, it's about the next World Cup. I was saying I would love to go into my job and just immediately start talking about what I'm going to do in 2027 and see how long I got away with that for. Like, so I'd say, yeah, Wales for me would have the edge on that one, but like not like just about. Like, I wouldn't be, if you're a Welsh fan, you'll still be maybe watching it from behind your fingers and behind your couch, like, but it could be tight enough. And yeah, Fiji look good. Like, there's, the rankings kind of reflected they've picked up some scalps, and they're playing some great rugby as well. Like, so I think everybody would love to kind of see them advance, and yeah, let's see how Samoa get on, because Argentina didn't look too hot at all against England, did they? So yeah, wouldn't that be great? Yeah, just to change it up and to have these Pacific Island nations kind of sprinkling into the quarterfinals a little bit.